Yeah, Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's cause he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're all what you getting in. Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
And we are here, guys. We are back. Unpopular Review Wrestling, Perfect Plex Talk Radio. I am one of your hosts this evening, the Tribal Chief of Staff, Mike Knoxxx. And indeed, I spell my name with 3 X's because, frankly, like all them ham and eggers, as he would say, all them melon farmers, as Platt with 2 T's would say, Backlash was hardcore, people. Welcome to the program. Make sure you please follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please, match the like. We see you watching, but we need to know that you're watching. Hit the like button so that way, well, damn it, we can make this show better for you, the people. I am your $1 million host. You're the $1 million audience. So together, we tag in and out to form the $1 million connection. And as always today, people, I'm not by myself. I know you don't hear that. What? I'm sorry. What was that? Nobody interrupted. Nobody walked away. Holy shit in my pants, Robin. No AKAs that this name Mike Knoxxx invented. That's right, because AKA blame it on Bob Johnson. That's what started the whole tag, and it's going to stay here because I passed it on to my baby bro who just has a bigger mouth than me, so he just talks more than me, so that's what he does. But today, someone who doesn't talk as much as me, actually probably going to tell me the show at least a couple times in the show because I talk too much. Welcome, Bad Guy Jack, to the program. What's going on, Bad Guy Jack?
Hi.
See, the ass of UPR. What's going on?
I'm pretty great. I'm Bad Guy. I spell my name with 1 K because 2 others would have been awful. And I can't wait to talk about wrestling.
Listen,
I'm so excited to be here.
Backlash, thank you for joining us. Dice could not be here today. Y'all know he's a newfound father. So when the newfound father baby duties call, he goes to running like he's supposed to. And as always, join maybe the other person who ain't a new time father because we've been doing fatherhood for so long. It's just second nature. What's going on, the executive consultant?
What is going on, all you hammer niggers out there? It's good to see me. Good to be seen. I spelled my name with THEEXECUTIVECONSULTAENT, a.k.a. the absolute one of excellence, a.k.a. Chris, a.k.a. the man, a.k.a. the MF and S, a.k.a. your hero, a.k.a. why does he do that every week? It drives me nuts. I don't know. But I'm
AKA
here.
He's annoyed.
Well, listen, guys, we got a lot to talk about today. Like I said, comment below and let us know, guys. We are here. We want to talk to you. We want you to be a part of this show. So please be interactive. Comments, like, and subscribe, and also follow my guy King Vaughn Jr. 720 on the Twitter for 10 years now, holding me down. So I want to thank him. Also, this is his anniversary coming up in a couple of months. I want to let him know that I appreciate him for 10 years being my social media person. I ain't got a tweet. Listen, not having a tweet during the show is some pretty cool shit. All right, so let's just go ahead and say that right there. But let's just go ahead and just jump right into what we need to jump into, and that was last night's Backlash, people. I mean, was it the greatest Backlash? I don't know. But it was pretty damn good. I tell you that much. And I'm going to start where I never thought something would possibly happen to be what had happened. And that's, I don't know. Last night, I have to always call a spade a spade. And I hate when, because this is a show for the intelligent wrestling fans. So when another intelligent wrestling fan says something that I didn't say first, it makes me mad. I'm like, damn it, I was thinking it, but I didn't write it. So it's not mine, it's that person's. So I think it was the executive consultant last night that said, arguably, 3 of the best matches of the year happened on this one card last night. And it started off with the rematch, because this is Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash, you will. Right there, Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins, the winner of this match by pulling the tights. Okay, one Cody effing Rhodes, the American Nightmare. I'm going to start with the executive consultant, because he's down there writing something, so I want to interrupt him. What's your thoughts on this match, buddy?
What a great way and what a great booking decision to start off with this match. These two let everything out in the ring. Seth Rollins, in my opinion, is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Some people agree, some people disagree. But he is, in my opinion, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Second only to Daniel Bryan, in my opinion, fully. But very good. Cody Rhodes is bringing a style out of these wrestlers when he comes in there and saying, look, there's some things that AEW does do better, and we need to go ahead and start doing it on our television. However, what WWE does, the smart thing, where they say these type of matches primarily for the pay-per-view, and you see why. They knew this card was just a bunch of WrestleMania movie matches. They knew this card was in Rhode Island, so no one cared. They knew this card was not going to be one of the most talked about cards, but they said, we're still going to entertain you, and we're still going to give you your money's worth, and this was the perfect way to start it off. Hats off to Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins for this match. It was great. It was wonderful. It was revolutionary.
Oh, yeah. You know what? And that's what it's supposed to be about. The Dice is not here also, guys. You know, it's 20 years that we actually took the F out of the WWE. Correct. So that was what we were supposed to talk about today as well. But Bad Guy Jack, your takes on this match, because as I alluded to what he said last night in our group chat, arguably this could be match of the year. And then I know it's easy for people to say match of the night. I thought that watching it, I mean, hell, it was the first match of the night. But I can't say fairly that it was actually match of the night. Your thoughts? And I see your comments coming in very soon.
It was a great match. It was great. I missed a good portion of it, but from what I saw, I said, wow, this is a great way to open the show. And I agree, like Backlash is a lot of, I'm not going to lie, I actually had no intentions on actually watching Backlash because I said all these rematches and stuff, I could pass on it. But I commend them for going out there, having a really excellent match. And also, too, what I'm really proud of is that they didn't do no 50-50 booking, because WWE sometimes have a bad habit of this guy wins, that guy wins, this guy wins, that guy wins. So I do like the fact that Cody won straight up twice in a row. I like it. And you know, someone like Seth Rollins, it doesn't hurt him taking another loss. I think sometimes like the fans get upset, like if you get a second loss, they're like, oh, look, now they're starting to, let's get ready to put the dirt on the casket because they're burying him. But I thought it was a really good match. It was really good. And you got to keep Cody strong. So I thought it was a great match. Nonetheless, you got to keep Cody strong.
Oh, somebody has a house phone?
I have to change my ringtone because my iPhone have all the same rings. Okay, I have to change it.
I guess I'm used to yelling. But let's welcome the comments to the program. George is always checking in. What's going on, big guy? DC checking out. Good day, Knoxxx, Z-Man Exclusive. How you guys going? Good afternoon, UPR staff. George, also, I thought the WrestleMania Backlash was pretty good pay-per-view last night. Well, it wasn't pretty bad. My bad, it's the bad guy. All right. Then we also have little Bobby Heenan today. Ham and Eggers, the classic. My man Derek chiming in. What's going on, fellas? I found a YouTube video from WrestleMania 38 that I could have heard Mike and Chris voices in the background that I will pass along. I don't think you heard 38. Is that the one we just had?
It was.
Oh, with all due respect, without Barry Horowitz and myself, we're all over that pay-per-view. Every time I watch that WrestleMania, I look directly where we were. Even last night, they were showing clips of Charlotte and them coming out. I'm like this, eye in the corner. Because you can really, I have this one video, I copied it, and I have Chris all in his phone. You're like this. There's one picture of us on TV where everybody's throwing up the ones. Really? But it's the one I was doing with the Brock Lesnar. I got my back thumbs. I was trying to get like my selfie with Brock in it. That's like that selfie you're not close enough to get a selfie. You just turn around and get your back to him like it's a selfie, but it's not really a selfie because that person on there part of the video. It was one of them videos. But what's going on, KME? Sup, fellas? Got to do a beer run, but I'll be right back. Matter of fact, go ahead and get me 2 of them beers so I can toss it up with you. All right. Cody Rhodes is getting the United States Championship match against Theory tonight on Raw. Thanks for breaking that news that I was going to break earlier when we started talking about Raw. Thanks, George, for always giving me the news that I ain't ready to talk about yet, but I appreciate you nonetheless. A very good opener, excellent opener. Very good. I will say this. I have to admit I've done a complete 180 on Cody Rhodes. He's making a tremendous impact since his return to WWE.
Oh, I'm curious. He wasn't a fan of him before.
What is it?
I'm saying
tangible impact.
The hell? You see, he wears glasses to look cool. I wear glasses because I'm blind, and they're not on. So, with that being said, the match I thought was phenomenal. It wasn't 50-50 booking. Typically, like you said, Jack, when we get a WrestleMania Backlash, it becomes 50-50. And I was glad. I knew Cody was going to win, right? Like, it was just one of them cards. It was kind of predictable in a sense. but not predictable, if that makes any more sense. Like, I just knew, like, I was shocked, and we'll talk about that later, some things that happened, but I was shocked that Cody pulled the tights, executive consultant. Your thoughts on Cody? Like, was it a get back because Seth actually tried to pull the tights first?
Correct.
And he got reversed, so he said,
correct.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander?
This was all just because you can't have him beat Seth Rollins 2 times in a row clean, 2 months in a row clean. Seth Rollins, they just don't do it. All right. But they need it, as Ron said earlier, Bad Guy Jack said earlier today, you had to make Cody look strong. You don't want to kill the momentum. He's going to look strong going into Money in the Bank. People thinking that he's going to challenge Roman Reigns sometime in the next couple of months. I don't think that's necessarily true. Even so far as saying he's going to take the title off your tribal chief, I don't think that's true either. We will see, but you can't kill the momentum of Cody Rhodes already. Seth Rollins, I think, is about to turn into a babyface sometime in the upcoming weeks. He is too over. His song is too popular to keep him as a heel.
Oh my God.
That is the reason why they're going to turn him babyface. And, like I said, had to be somewhat fluky, but not completely fluky, so that's where you have the tight pull.
Let's stay there for go ahead, Jack.
I'm sorry, didn't Seth do that when he tried to pull the tight? So I just felt like that was something he was just trying to get back at him, just say, "Ha I won up you."
I'm talking about the booking mentality of the finish.
And the booking, you like you was pointing out, gotta keep him strong. And I like how they're booking him right now, because what they're doing is, what you want to do is have people talk. And right now, what we're doing is talking about, like, hey, Cody might go into, like, how people are already fantasizing and booking. He's gonna have a match with Roman Reigns, which I don't even see that being happening anytime soon, and even beating him. That's just nah. I just don't see it happening.
Well, I don't see Seth going heel, and it doesn't matter because the people are liking him. The people love Roman, and Roman's a heel, right? And they're chanting up every night. They're putting the ones up. I mean, I've never seen anybody as over as a heel, honestly, other than Roman to this extent, right? So I don't see them turning Seth because the crowd sings a song. They're going to sing whatever song. Like, they even tried to change Nakamura's song. The fans still found the way to try to sing it, you know?
I can make it make sense to you. Okay, so go look at your Raw roster and tell me your biggest single competitor or baby faces, your top 3.
You have
you got
Cody. Mm-hmm. You have Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have AJ Styles.
Correct.
You have RK Bro.
Finn.
RK Bro is not single, though.
Okay.
So
Finn Balor. You got Finn
I was going to say him next.
Finn Balor, yes. But realistically speaking, you need that main event player as a babyface. They don't. RK Bro arguably is like, I mean, you have Cody Rhodes now, but RK Bro really is their most over. Exactly, on Raw. They're the ones that sell most of the tickets right now.
They are.
Not saying that they don't have anybody else that does. I mean, people obviously have Seth Rollins. People obviously love Bobby Lashley. But, you know, Street Profits I'll give a little credit to. But you really have to think about who are they going to try to do. So, look, Seth Rollins, he's turning baby.
I get what you're saying. It's also
I love him as a heel. I love him as a heel. And I hated him as a heel. This was his best heel work. Outside, I did like him as the Messiah. But when he was world champion all them years ago, when he was just like a little baby, the Triple H Stephanie, that child, I couldn't stand him. He was just annoying. And it wasn't in a good way. It was just like every little thing. He's picking on me. I'm the world champion. And I couldn't stand it. Put on good matches, but couldn't stand it.
What we got next, Mike?
No, I get that. In time will tell, and we shall see what happens there. Then also last night, which this did shock the HE hockey stick out of me, was watching Charlotte Flair, the greatest women's wrestler
There's a dog barking. I just heard a dog
of all time. You hear the kids in the background actually say, "I quit." And the winner, and knew, which didn't shock anybody, who was going to win.
I was about to say, you picked him.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked that Ronda Rousey won this match. I thought it was going to be some Mick Foley type thing, somewhere that it had some video.
Oh, Rocky McFoley?
Yeah,
Roy
because
Rumble
there's no
99?
way I really thought that for all the, and to me, I loved it. I loved it because it's a Charlotte fucking mark. Excuse my language. As a Charlotte mark, I admire the fact that all the fans out there that hate on her for the dumb stuff, and I mean wrestling fans, I got some dumb stuff out there. This is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. Let me enlighten you a little bit. Her moonsault is made for her to land on her feet, to land on where she lands on them on the right or left hand side. It's not meant to be a common what you're used to seeing moonsault. For everybody goes, oh, her moonsaults are so bad, she always misses. You think she doesn't know that? As good as this woman is in the ring, y'all think she doesn't know what she's doing?
Her moonsault's all bad.
No, they're made to be on purpose.
I know they're meant to land on the feet. I really get that, but there are times where she's like.
But people are saying like that she doesn't do that on, like she misses. Like her thing is not to be body to body; it's to be body hit right shoulder, left shoulder. If you watch enough, and which I know you do, because I know you're a good Lord, you know more about this stuff, at least remembering more than I do. So I know you notice that it's left or right shoulder, back at the top of the head. It's not meant to be body on. Why it's done that way? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I get that, but there's sometimes where she actually like really clears the rest.
Well, she can't help it. She's like what, 5'11",
5'10".
Okay,
well, I'm just saying, because I always, one of the biggest arguments I ever had with these little internet idiots is that it was like, who's the most athletic wrestler in WWE that's a woman? It's either is it Charlotte or is it Naomi? I always say Naomi.
It's Naomi, easy.
But certain people will say
Naomi just gets winded.
Charlotte.
It's easily Naomi. Naomi is the most athletic woman in the WWE. The issue is that Naomi's conditioning is her issue. And I've always seen that. You can see that when she's wrestling. But let's not talk about Flamé Mignon right now. They're going to be Flamé Mignon because we're going to talk about how great the former SmackDown champion robe was last night. That tribute. Hold on. Come on, Jack. I thought you would have noticed who this robe was for last night. Thought you would know who this robe was in, you little cosplayers. That was some Mario Brothers stuff right there.
Why do you keep bringing up Mario Brothers? Like
because that's where her robe comes from.
Mario
Brothers.
Really? I thought it was
the
Thanos.
princess. No, that's not that one. That's one that has the Thanos springs on the back.
I didn't even pick
Yes, look at that. Look at Vaughn knew what I was talking about. Vaughn knew I had it. See, I ain't with that little hip stuff like y'all are, but I was hip to it. But again, I was shocked. This match, and remember, I'm one of the only people that I know personally that liked her match at WrestleMania with Ronda Rousey. But I thought this match delivered. Jack, your thoughts?
It did. No, it was great. It was brutal. It was violent, and it was everything it had to be. I mean, you said you liked that match from what was it last month, right? Because I forgot. It just seemed like it was 2 months ago. But last month you liked that match.
You don't remember? You were there live in the building.
I was there. And I had cotton candy. Worst cotton candy, by the way. I realized I don't even like cotton candy anymore. But that's neither here nor there.
It's Dallas. I mean, worst tacos too.
Yeah. I will never go there again. I don't even know how you people live out there.
How you live in Dallas? Ew.
Yeah, who just picks there? But the match was good. It was really good. It was violent. It was brutal. And I do like there was a spot. I'm ad-libbing here, but like I think Ronda gave her last warning, like, this is your last one, do you quit? And Charlotte is just so stubborn. She's like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
And then she says, all right, and then breaks her arm right there. And I thought it was good. It was really, really good.
And you spoke about that part right there, which shocked me. So this is where I want to go. You did have the beautiful Kayla Braxton in the background that reported the radius bone of Charlotte's is broke. The way she had her on that chair, is this that time off executive consultant that she needs? Is she getting married? Everybody gets married so fast.
Yes, this is what's happening. Okay. She's getting married to Andrade.
Oh snap! Really?
Yeah, she's getting married to Andrade next month, and she needed some time off so she could prepare. Not to mention the fact that she lost the championship, and Charlotte. Charlotte's a little bit of an egotistical queen,
That's why I was shocked. She said I quit.
She's not right, but the thing is, and I said this on this very program before, there are certain wrestlers who she respects, and if she respects you, you'll see that she respects you.
Okay. So
right. So when I sit here and I say Lacey Evans, if it was Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair and I quit match, Charlotte would not have been saying I quit. If it was Toni Storm would be saying I quit.
Okay,
right?
got it.
It's certain, but Ronda Rousey,
is Ronda Rousey.
Choice. She's Ronda Rousey.
Right.
That baddest woman on the planet is not just a tag.
She had no choice.
She had no choice.
Okay.
She had no choice.
Ronda's going to throw you. She's throwing you.
And you know what? But the thing is, you talk about this match. This was actually my favorite match of the night. And that's saying a lot because, like I said, you alluded to earlier, I thought these three of these matches were like match of the year candidates. Not saying they were. Match of the year candidates. These two went out there and they fought, right? That is what Ronda Rousey is good for. Now, people say she's horrible on the mic. I don't think she's horrible on the mic. I just think
Mania, though.
Her style is not what wrestling fans want to hear because she's not about all that yakety yak, right?
She is pretty bad at it, though. At the ad libs, like when she's
not good at ad libs because she's not about that.
Yeah, she still plays wrestling to me.
Right, still plays wrestling. Roman Reigns said one time when he was in there with John Cena last year, when they were preparing for SummerSlam, and they were going to do a sequel, their shoot promo, somewhat that they did a couple 4 or 5 years ago. But Roman tried, And then John Cena rebuttal. And then Roman said, look, this ain't me. This ain't my bag. I just go out there and whoop ass. So you go ahead and say what you want to say. Everybody enjoy it. Because someone's saying this is what happened. And this is what Ronda's always pretty much saying. Like, look, I'm over here supposed to try to sell you the match. I don't know how to sell the match that well. I just know, this is what I believe, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. Talk show ass.
And the fact of the matter is, even in this PG era of WWE, there were more bitches coming out of this match than any other time period in WWE.
To each other. To women, by the way.
Everything they said to each other was bitch. And you know, Mike and I always talk about this, especially Mike. Wrestling is about storyline. And this match didn't give you a storyline. You obviously are not paying attention. They went out there. They brought out kendo sticks.
Yep.
Two, three. They went out there. They beat the hell out of each other. It wasn't just a submission match. They went out there and beat the hell out of each other. One of my favorite John Cena matches, one of my favorite Randy Orton matches is the John Cena Randy Orton breakdown 2009 in their I Quit match. I'm telling you right now,
I love that match.
Almost up there with it. This was very good. And the ending was perfect because I said that Charlotte, I didn't realize this at WrestleMania, right? When I found out this was going to be on Mother's Day, I said, now it makes perfect sense. So at the end where she goes, Happy Mother's Day, I was like,
yeah.
This is it.
And that's what I thought too.
Time to go home. Lo and behold, that's what happens. See, what's her name? Ronda's like, I'm glad you said that, bitch. Crack. I quit.
I guess since Dice isn't here, Vaughn got to get on me this week. It wasn't way better. If you like it better, that's fine. But stay off of the ways and the facts and the things like that. Because they're not facts, they're opinions. Okay? And the opinion of yours right now always matters. You've been here for a dime. You've done a dime. You've done a bid with me. But stop with the way better. Okay? It wasn't way better. Was it better? Maybe. Because you paying attention to it differently. But I will argue to the day I die, if you go back and watch that match without any blindness and hatred towards these girls, that match at WrestleMania was one of the most hard-hitting matches I've ever seen. Point blank, especially between women, to not have been inside a Hell in a Cell or have any weapons be involved. It was just a straight shoot. You know, what do you call it when they wrestling? When they hitting each other for real. They shooting, right? They were shooting it out of each other. Okay. Derek chimes in. Charlotte Flair is the total package in terms of presentation, wrestling skill. I think her weakness attributes in her facial expressions and her mic skills. First of all, Charlotte's grabbing the mic. Her facial expressions can't help she look like her daddy. All right. She is not aesthetically pleasingly looking wise. Like, and honestly, in the world of asses, every time I watch Charlotte Flair wrestle, I get so disappointed. I'd be like, God, my little girl who's 13 years old got a bigger body than Charlotte Flair, who's a grown-ass woman. And yesterday, her fake boobs were on extra hard. You can see the veins in someone's boobs. They got to go to the doctor. So I actually thought she ruptured another breast. That wouldn't be the first time. She's actually ruptured her breast twice in the ring. So I actually thought,
but that's why she got a reduction.
But I thought she got it right back. It's like it went and came, like what's that? You ever watch Weird Science, one of my favorite movies, and they were just playing with the boobs? That's how I think these girls do with their boobs sometimes. They're not sure where to go and where to stay with it at. It looks like that Bayley could return and challenge Ronda. Well, Bayley should be back. And if Charlotte's gone, they need somebody.
Bayley is the logical, and I said this on somebody's post earlier. Bayley's the logical choice now. You need your top heel. On SmackDown, and right now their top female heel is Natalya. Say what?
I was gonna say I wouldn't even rush Bayley. I mean, I know they just turned, and I forgot someone had to mention it. But what's her name? Xia Li just turned heel. I mean, I don't think you need to rush Bayley for
Xia Li's not ready for
Ronda. Not for the wrestle against Ronda.
I don't think she's not ready for Ronda either. But I mean,
if you don't bring Bayley back,
you have Bayley return just so she can. I mean, and I don't think it would hurt Bayley. I mean, she's well established. But her go against Ronda right away. I think you save that for something. I don't think you save.
Yeah, next premium live event is Hell in a Cell, which I will be up there for.
Billy,
I'll be in New York for.
But,
who would you put against Ronda Rousey now? It has to be Bayley.
I think here's why, Jack. Mm-hmm. Because the WWE,
I'm all ears.
Well, Ronda's not a everyday wrestler girl. Right. So she's Brock Lesnar in a sense. It has to be somebody big that the people can believe.
Okay, then after she beats Bayley, who's after that?
Charlotte.
The only other person I can recommend they do, but then they will have to do some little switcheroo.
Right.
Is
Boss.
bring Alexa Bliss back. But
Back,
Alexa Bliss
okay.
right now is
What is
a
she on? What brand?
babyface.
She's
What
on
brand?
Raw, but she got married and all that People's
Right.
Magazine stuff. So she's
Yeah,
on
but she's
also.
ready to go.
Yeah,
She's
she
ready to
should
come
be
back.
back, though.
She's posted on a few times on Twitter. She's
Yeah.
ready to go. But she's also a babyface. Now you can easily turn her heel, but I think the money is in her being a babyface for the time being. It
Also-
has to be.
Also, last night
Unless they go with another babyface.
we
Lacey
got
Evans.
I'm trying
I
to
think.
figure out when is
I
the
think.
babyface.
I think they're going to pull a sword with Lacey Evans, and she's going back to
Someone's
babyface.
saying Shayna, and I don't think because Shayna's doing the tag team stuff right.
Correct.
now.
Well,
So I don't-
Shayna and that tag team match is happening on Friday Night SmackDown.
Right.
yeah.
If they lose, you can easily insert Shayna into, especially in the ties. So I think the pin, you can easily insert Shayna there. So that's a possibility.
I've always said this from the beginning with you guys, and you know that Shayna Baszler to me is underrated, underutilized,
I agree.
and
On the main
that's her,
roster, yes.
and that's her girl,
Mhm.
right? She helps also train Ronda with Natty. Okay, that might be a good pairing. The question is that I don't. Who talks? Neither are great
Maybe
on the
they
mic.
don't-
And that's always what Shayna's problem is since she's been on the main roster. They like her. They like her in the ring. They like her style because she usually has a storyline, albeit it's a lot of times a secondary player. But I always say you can either be back in catering, you could be on TV. If you're on TV, you're still
That's always
making
the
money.
main thing,
You're
yeah.
making money.
Because that's why people do. I tell people about. They were like, "Oh, Shinsuke's been a failure since he's been on the main roster." No, the fuck, he hasn't.
Yeah,
Right? Shinsuke is usually on TV, except for sometimes when you didn't have the titles, they didn't have anything for him, so they weren't on TV. But he's usually on TV.
For the most
He
part.
usually has a storyline, and he's a multiple-time Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, Tag Team Champion, and King of the Ring. The man has had a successful career. Main event of WrestleMania, won a Royal Rumble. Main event of WrestleMania, depending on how you look at the main event of WrestleMania.
No, he did. No, I was just trying to remember. I don't think he won King of the Ring. He just won the crown. He didn't win
Who?
He's a former King of the Ring.
yeah.
the. Is he?
Yes.
Yeah, because they called him. They respected that by calling him King Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
And King Nakamura.
They
They
call
gave
him
his
King
thing.
Nakamura. Yep.
And when Xavier Woods won, they
Matter of fact,
actually
he had
did
a whole.
segment.
He had the whole crown.
He had a
I
crown.
remember he had the
Yeah.
crown, but I don't remember him winning the tournament.
He didn't win a tournament. He
Yeah,
beat King
he beat
Corbin
King Corbin for the
to
title.
become King of the
That's
Ring.
That's still.
But when
counts.
Xavier
Yeah.
Woods when they were doing the tournament again, Xavier Woods won. They actually had a segment where he gave
King
it up.
versus King,
He
yeah.
said, "Okay,
Oh.
I have to give it up because I'm no longer the King of the Ring." They did do that.
Fair enough.
So
I love
I-
PO.
he's
I
had
missed
his.
that.
I
No,
digress
go ahead.
though, because I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so Shayna but Shayna would be a
listen.
good potential person. I think maybe after they put somebody else in there, I think there's a swerve coming with Lacey Evans. I saw that on SmackDown. I don't think she's staying a babyface. I think she actually turning heel next week.
Well, I like to see
I think
a
it's
little
slow
bit more
burn
further.
towards it, though.
I like to see a little bit more further with that. I think you leave her where she's at, but I'm always a guy who like to digress and see wrestling.
She's facing
how it pans out.
Raquel Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, right? But Raquel
Rodriguez.
Gonzalez is a
Rodriguez.
heel. Rodriguez,
Ra-
sorry.
Raquel
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is a babyface.
No, I don't think she is.
She's
I know.
a babyface.
Hear me out. And my decision. I'm gonna move
Hear him
on.
out.
If you, she has that. I'm a baby face, but I'm not really. I mean, like it's something about when she pinked that girl and she smiled. Like baby faces don't smile like that they beat you. They happy they beat you. They're between being happy, oh yeah, I won like Bailey used to be, then being cocky, yeah, I beat you. And just to me, the way she comes off, it's like that. It's like the opposite of a chicken-ish heel. You know what I mean? That she's playing like she's a heel, but she's not chicken-ish. We'll wait and see. But also,
I don't know
She's
But
not
here it
playing
is.
that
Thinking-
fine
but
line.
we're gonna move on.
that
Because-
that's not true.
What I don't like is when my kids say there's a bathroom match. And last night, can anybody guess if my kids even said the bathroom match?
I actually
was?
did go to the bathroom during Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. I
Madcap
did,
Moss
but I want to
Corbin.
make sure that I say this real quick. I really had to use the restroom, and I purposely did wait for this match because it was a match I least cared about. But it's not because I don't respect either athlete, because I respect both of them, and I thought they would still
Was it
put
number
on
one,
a
number
good
two?
match.
Was the number one and number two?
It was number 2.
Okay, you had to go. You got to go. So
That's
that
why when I
happened-
came back and I said you were perfect. You said you had a perfect score, and then
Yeah.
I saw a report
I'm
and it
not
said
finna go this.
Madcap Moss
I'm
won.
finna
I was
hear
like,
this.
hold up.
I'm not finna hear this. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody fucked my ish, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna say that again because I know what I picked. I know what I picked on the show, so I know what I picked in that thing. I'm undefeated. I'm the people's champ, no matter what you say right now. But
Fine,
moving
man.
on in the night, though, we went Madcap Moss beat Corbin. We also had Edge versus AJ, and oh my god, like can these two guys? And yeah, Vaughn, I'm gonna get on you because I saw your tweet last night with your boy Ed. What's your beef with Edge? I just don't know But anybody who don't like Edge, to me, ain't watching wrestling. That's just me. Like Edge is one of those guys that I don't have to like him. Like I'm not a Taker guy, but I respect Taker. I'm not a Stone Cold guy, but I can see what he's done for the business. To not respect Edge is disrespectful. And we all saw this coming too, because what we didn't see, but I saw that ass, was when Rhea Ripley came out there to help Edge.
Who didn't know that was Rhea when the person came on that day?
The wrestling doll who said, saw her pants. Like, you didn't see her butt. I saw that ass.
I paid attention to the pants, and I knew
I saw the pants and the ass. Okay, that you can't help but see the ass in the pants. So, but she comes out and helps Edge. But let's sit there before we get to these comments, and I'd like to have you bring them up for me. I'm gonna start with you this time, Bad Guy Jack. Your thoughts on this match between Edge and AJ? Because to me, when I didn't think WrestleMania Backlash would get better than some of their WrestleMania matches, I gotta say, every match from WrestleMania Backlash, in my opinion, was better than their match at WrestleMania.
Definitely. And this was something I was really looking forward to.
Not way better.
Yeah. Oh, let me remove that word.
But
I really looked forward to last month's match too, because that was a match I wanted to see for the longest. Like, man, a heel Edge, and when I say heel Edge, not this version of heel Edge where he apparently is like Undertaker's servant and stuff like that. So this match was definitely a lot better. It was I was disappointed. Okay. And here's why I was disappointed. Not because these guys didn't go out there and put on a better match. They did. But as we all do the we keep score on who got the thing. This was the match where I had that blemish. And I picked AJ because I was like, oh man, WWE is known for doing 50-50 booking. So I tried to think like them and they fooled me. And you have Edge who gets the win. Rhea, I mean, I love the internet because they were saying Rhea should join. It's almost like if you watch the Doctor Strange review we did yesterday, there was a certain character we were talking about, and for years people were saying this guy should play this guy, and then sure enough, he was on screen. I won't say nothing because I don't want to be a heel tonight. So when Rhea came out, I was like, oh wow, they really pulled the trigger right about now and did it, and cool, whatever.
Highlight that comment.
Huh?
I'm gonna highlight that comment.
Okay.
Go ahead, check.
All right, cool. I didn't know if I could still talk. So, but yeah, the match was good. I'm interested in seeing this team is called Judgment Day, and apparently the Bullet Club, or however you want to call it, Finn and AJ, how they overcome. So I'm intrigued by it. I thought it was a good match. Didn't hate it, and it was definitely better than last month's match.
I thought that Edge had to win because we knew they were building the stable, right? And so to have that stable be recognized, I knew someone else was coming out. I didn't think it would be Rhea Ripley so quickly.
Right.
I thought it would be what's my guy from NXT who's coming up?
Joe Gacy?
No, everybody, he cried and he left. Everybody, I thought he was actually retiring for real. One half of DYI. Gargano. Not Gargano. Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay.
Ciampa. That's who they're saying is going to be the other member of the group. That's coming up. So I wasn't shocked by nothing that happened last night. And I love when wrestling can be, but I would say, you always have them idiots out there. Like, I think somebody else shared the post. Oh, it's a D. Like, just because you can expect something to happen, it's all about the delivery and the execution of it. Right. And the execution of last night was pretty good. And it's okay, Charmaine. I'm not actually to say you're supposed to like Edge, but I think in wrestling today, I find it hard pressed to say, oh, that person sucks, or I don't like that person. Like, we're not in the days of the Hogan's and then back in the day we actually had good guys, bad guys. Almost 80% of the roster is tweeners.
Say that again. Who was that?
Hogan.
I swear it sounded like you
with 3 X's, with 3 Ks. I mean, watch, they kicked him out. I mean, I've pretty much all but eliminated him from the NWO. So okay. I had a picture in here, but I think somebody deleted it. But there it is. See, even The Rock don't recognize him. He's just gone. There's no face.
What happened to his head?
He's all gone. We don't recognize him on this show. Supposed to be 3 Ks. So he goes on national TV and gives the black wrestling fan a real apology. This black wrestling fan, the ones that love me because I love them, ain't loving his brother no more. And I'm saying this with open mouth. On my Mount Rushmore, unfortunately, he has to be there. In the greatest matches of WrestleMania history, actually, like a consultant, I was like, damn, this dude's everywhere. He's the greatest heel and the greatest face in the business ever, in my opinion. But he did something wrong. I'm not mad about what he said. It was it was his apology. I can care less what he said because I believe personally he had a right to say it.
We're gonna keep it. I didn't mean to open this can of worms.
No, it's personal when it comes to that guy. See that?
I know.
Look, put that right there. Move your head to the right. Put it right over. No, that's the left. There it is. Look at you. Yeah, Jack. Somebody screenshot that right there. Jack's in the NWO now. All right. So also last night from that, and real fast, Chris, you give me a minute or two on this one. Your thoughts on that match, AJ? And
the match was solid. You know, I'm going to be that guy. I as much as I enjoyed that match.
That guy.
I think it was a little bit overshadowed, and I just would have thought because of the other three matches. I said I think it was overshadowed. I think the most memorable part of this match was the end where Rhea Ripley joined and showed her true colors because she's a peasant. So that I agree with the Ciampa thing, and I think Ciampa is going to join because Ciampa's been
crying.
No, Ciampa's been having this unnecessary rivalry with Mustafa. With Mustafa, these people that's been posted online for a while against Mustafa Ali. Like every time he sees him, it's on site.
Mustafa Ali.
It's on site. Every time he sees Ali. I use one of Ron's jokes.
In the store.
I use one of Ron's jokes. No one, because Ali would like literally be there and tell you, Austin Theory, you slime, Miz, I can't stand you, and then all of a sudden Ciampa comes out of nowhere and attacks him. Doesn't say shit. You know, and I feel like, without being male or female violence, if I could do that to Liv Morgan, I would. Speaking of Liv Morgan, somebody asked a question about who's going to join AJ Styles and Finn Balor. Logical would tell you it would be Liv Morgan. Yeah. Just like it makes more sense to insert Ciampa into it and then have Mustafa Ali, in order for him to get some kind of cheers, join AJ Styles and Finn Balor.
Mustafa. I'm sorry. I like that name. Can we talk about the best part of the night, though, last night? Our friend from NXT, Samantha Irvin, with the listen, I thought she gave me big Lillian Garcia vibes last night. I think there's something to take about how a person introduces someone in the ring, right? And that's, to me, you separate yourself, you know, Tony Chimmel and those guys. And
I would happily do a top 5, top 10 ring announcers one day.
I thought she did phenomenal last night. Not to mention the first time I saw her in NXT, I've been smitten ever since.
I have too. Screw Ricochet. Not you, Samantha Irvin, because I know you are. But screw Ricochet, man. I cannot stand you.
For hitting that.
I was scoping her out at NXT.
Then we
since I found out they were together, I stopped going.
Dude, no, I was like this. You know, I was with my daughter, so I would go and, you know, she sits in the corner. How they sit in the corner, I'm like. You have to make eye contact. You know, I got this bright ass jacket on, so I'm like, I know you see me.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? But we had the black on black crime match happen last night between Omos.
Look at this. No, I'm sorry. Look at this. Look at all these Captain Obviouses. Thank you so much for rubbing it in. Yes, I know.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. But in that black on black crime match, we knew what's going to happen. We got Omos winning, which I tell you something I learned from that match last night. And why Bobby Lashley's in that match against him, to make him look good and to see what Omos can actually do. When Omos was in the ropes, I pay attention to things like this. I'm a little geek when it comes to these kind of things. When he was tied up in the rope and Lashley was hitting him, I love seeing the facial, and that's a lie. She does not deserve to be mentioned in that kind. I love JoJo. As a person, as a human, as an aesthetically pleasing woman, top 5 WWE, probably top 10 of all time. On the microphone, talking to no, not good at all. But it threw me off. You said JoJo, and I love her so much. I still got those pictures if y'all want them. Still got them pictures if y'all want them. Still got them pictures if y'all want them. Okay, but he had her tied up in a rope, and Omos's face. We all got W2K, right? You know how like they make the facial expressions in the game that stand out. I thought he was doing that. Like I was like, is this guy a video game? He was like, oh God, stop hitting me! Oh, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
You mean like Veer Mahan when he walks out?
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was good. I want to talk a little bit more. I'm going to look at the main event. We got a lot to talk about today, so I'm gonna move on. But we did get this. We got what they call him, RK McBro, which I fell in love with the name of that last night. Taking on the Bloodline, and we know what happens when you go against the Bloodline. You see my shirt I got on? Oops, them bulls right there. Listen, as the Doug consultant would say, these some handsome ass gentlemen right here. All right. Okay, listen, wrestling doll. You may not want these 3 men, okay, but some other woman out here want these 3 men, all right, because she thinks Roman's not attractive, and I've never met a woman other than her who said that. That's all. That's all. She said, "Who does it?" I mean, I'm ahead of sexual man as they come. Okay, I am. If you get into what you're into, but if I happen to be homosexual, I would think Roman Reigns be on the list. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say there. Your thoughts on that match, though, bad guy Jack?
It was good. It was really, really good. It started off pretty slow, but that mid and towards the end, it really started picking up. I really enjoyed the ending of what did Matt Riddle did, like a super RKO, right? Did a super RKO. I didn't even see the tag. And Roman just comes in and blast Riddle. Just fucking blast, dude. It was a good match. It was really, really good. It was there was a little bit of scare because, like I said, we do these predictions and stuff like that. So for a minute, I was like, God, are they really gonna give the baby face? Which, so for Hell in a Cell, it's supposed to be Randy, right? Because I'm saying, oh, it's probably Drew, but I
don't know who's going to be yet
Yeah.
because they still have to sell. Remember this, okay? Because I mentioned this when I talk about Backlash. They
Sure.
still have to sell 2 stadium pay-per-views in 1 month's time.
Because one is
Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns,
Reigns.
and they're building up Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. But
Right.
you heard from the people last night, Randy Orton is still more popular than Roman.
Oh
Dude,
my
they don't
God.
want to see.
Oh.
And I look at your perfect specimen of a wrestler in Drew McIntyre.
I
And
say that every week.
Yeah,
He's
and
been
I
playing
looked
that
at him
for
last night
longer.
against Roman. Roman's a little bit shorter. He's a little bit
because
shorter.
Well, Roman is
like
6'3" and Drew is 6'5".
6'5", yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you could see it difference in the ring. I was like, yo, Drew, it's towering over Roman.
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing again, you did something last night that was executive consultant, which that's how we click. You're an intelligent wrestling fan. You said Roman does the greatest shit at absolutely doing nothing. And I was literally what you said. I'm saying in my mind, I'm saying, yo, Roman's so he's like, yeah.
Seen him in a house.
First thing he did when he came in the race, he took the tag, and he does. I could tell he called The Rock when he was on off or something like that to just get certain tips on how to do shit right and sell the crowd. So he's on the apron. Yeah, I'm about to be on my Roman kick. He's on the apron, and he just like he tags in, he walks in, and he tags back out. And I'm like, okay, all right. But the thing is, what's really important about this is listen to the crowd. And all he did was walk around. He don't have to put himself in jeopardy. He don't hurt himself. All he did was walk around. Then we actually did tag when Riddle was down. It starts laying to the work. Here's the true story. Roman and Riddle don't like each other. But anyway, when Roman was in there, right, and he started hitting Riddle,
Yeah.
he barely was doing anything. Here's a punch, here's a back elbow, and then he'll go walk to the crowd and do some of these, and then people are going crazy.
Do it again. Yeah,
I'm the man here. This is my house.
This is my house.
Mine.
Yo, that boy, listen, though, the part
No
that got
flips.
me in the match was when
No cutters.
Don't
When they
have to
thought-
do anything. It
they
just
thought he
shows
was
you got
getting in the
Lexus
ring.
Keller. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, no, he thought that they made the good tag, and he's gonna do the work, and they tagged in Drew. He was like Roman.
Facial
I said this
expressions. You mentioned that
from the
earlier.
beginning of the end of the pandemic era is when I started noticing the change in Roman. I will go back to me one of the greatest promos or whatever you want to call it when he beat up Kevin Owens backstage. And he said to him, I put the food on the table, I take it off. And he looked right in the camera and said, have a nice night. I said, that's when I lost my mind. And from that moment, I've noticed how the matches at WrestleMania, the smack him, smash him, pin him, he talks his way. His storytelling is how he talks in the ring. The match with him and
John Cena, SummerSlam. Barely did anything during that match. He talked to the crowd. And there was one point, just like he said with Kevin Owens, he looks at the camera while he has him in the chill out because there's a lot of rest holds in that match. John Cena had a movie shoot. So he had him in the daggone rest hold. He looked at the camera and said, I'm sorry, Hollywood. I'm sorry for what I had to do to this man. I'm smashing him.
Yeah, I'm smashing it right now. Y'all should catch me. All right, excuse me, Derek. And, my mind can be really cloudy. I don't know who the hell Mel Phillips is. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, I should be ashamed of myself. Okay, that's the dude who made. All right, look, my grandfather went on church on Sundays 3 times in a row with the same brown suit on. I got you. I know who you're talking about now. All right, listen. So last night, overall scores of the pay-per-view, I give out belt grades. Okay, the belt is the belt you choose. All right, based on where you think that belt has its recognition. Okay. So for me, I actually was highly enjoyed last night after I was doing a show live for, if you haven't seen it, guys, make sure you go to our YouTube channel on Unpopular Review Entertainment and watch the Doctor Strange discussion show. Spoiler alert, we talk about everything that happened in that movie. Go check that out. So we get finished doing that movie. The Sixers are on at the same time, by the way. Joel Embiid got robbed. Okay, how dare you? You did the same thing to Joel Embiid that America did when they gave Steve Nash the title of the MVP twice and not Kobe the one time. It's a conspiracy against the African man because he's Black American, but he's more African American. So they screwed Joel Embiid for Jokic, and I said, well, did they give one foreigner the MVP over the other foreigner? And they goes, well, damn, Michael, they both foreigners. Which one are you going for? Always bet on black. So they screwed Joel Embiid out of that. But with that being said, I will give this belt grade no bull crap. Because it's not about everything being WrestleMania. It's about entertaining. It's about what I remember this night. I will remember Backlash. And there's a lot of times I can't remember what happened in certain pay-per-views. But I will remember because to me, that main event six-man tag, it gave me feelings of evolution versus them. And not it was the same kind of intensity between the teams, but the match in itself and how it came off. I loved it from that standpoint. I'm going to give this pay-per-view a 4 out of 5. Undisputed titles, because it's the one right up here on the wall that Jack said next time I got to bring to WrestleMania. It's my favorite belt of all time.
Oh my God,
my first belt that I own. So 4 out of 5 Brock Lesnar undisputed titles. I absolutely thought this pay-per-view was phenomenal. Woke up this morning while at work watching it again. Your belt grade on this one, bad guy, Jack.
So I don't know if it's gonna be memorable and whatnot. I don't think it was a bad show, nonetheless. I feel like a lot of this stuff because I was moving around a lot. So I'm gonna give it. You said 4.5. I'm gonna give it like a 3 because it wasn't bad. I can't sit here and say, oh, it was awful, because there was still some stuff that I feel like there's gonna be little segments I'm gonna remember, but that pay-per-view in general, I don't think I'm gonna remember. So I'll give it 3 stars and a Samantha Irvin, I guess. 3
stars and a Orion. Look at these women right here. Look what we saw last night. Do you understand this? Look at this. Man, last night was great.
That is not Princess Peach.
What you got?
Y'all again? That's supposed to be Princess Peach?
Not Princess. Other one. I get the name in a second. Help me out, Vaughn. Do your work. You know what I'm talking about. Who it's supposed to be?
Is this supposed to be from Nintendo?
Yes.
Daisy?
What, Daisy?
Zelda?
Not Vaughn will say all backstage.
Princess Peach. No, yeah, next game. Oh my God! I think you guys lied to me. I'm never back here again.
Not Princess Peach, right? He's gonna tell you in a second.
Peach.
Anyway, he's gonna tell you in a second. What you guys are the consultant?
Well, it's going to be a 4 out of 5 for me. 4 out of 5. I can't tell you which title because I can't think about which title right now. But yeah, I mean, I thought this. I mean, I think George Samuel Lewis said it. It was a solid pay-per-view. I mean, that's all it was. They knew, like I said before, they knew it was not going to be top 5. It wasn't in the stadiums. Look, shout out to I think it was Derek Mitchell who said Roman Reigns has become the most profitable WWE heel of all time. He's a cash out because they made more money in the past 3 months. I always tease one of my roommates because he said WWE is losing. Oh no, sorry. Caden of whatever shows it is, but shout out to him. He and I used to get in a battle since he said WWE is in trouble, man. They're losing so much money. They're losing so much money because the AEW is coming for them. I'm like, WWE.
I'm sorry, who said that nonsense?
Exactly.
They make money over fists, and you know what? They can fire you, and they don't even touch their bottom line. They can tell the public that it's for budget cuts.
I don't know a whole lot about the whole financial stuff, but I always hear how they're making more money than they've ever had.
You gotta understand. Look at the contracts they're getting from Peach. They're getting the contract from the Cock. They're getting the contract from Fox.
NBC.
That's how you get money.
Right.
Saudi Arabia.
Exactly how you get money.
Saudi Arabia was $1 million.
Yep.
Hold on. What's it?
Selling 155,000
they
tickets
made
in
more
Dallas.
money from Saudi Arabia than AEW made that entire year last year. That they made. I saw a stat that said that. And that was from Heyman and from Bischoff. That gave those stats that they made more money from the one night in Saudi Arabia than AEW made the whole year.
Correct, just one of the nights.
One night.
They did that. They made money. They made like $40,000 in tickets for Royal Rumble. They're going to make another 40,000 tickets in Money in the Bank. Another 40,000, and it could be generous. Actually, it was 50,000 Royal Rumble. So it's like they got all this money that they're making, and you say AEW's put them out, whatever. But here's the thing, right? 4 out of 5. Just because we talk about that, I'll give 4 out of $5 million belts.
We're going to take a break, go pay some bills. Make sure y'all smash them like buttons. Don't come here every week, guys. And I know who y'all are that are here every single show, not liking, sharing, and subscribing and telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Shame
We're
on
taking over, guys. We'll be right back here on Perfect Plex Talk Radio, Unpopular Review Wrestling. Stay tuned for This Week in Wrestling History. I can give you 5 other ones in that ilk.
Boy, you disrespect the NWO like that?
Hold on, what did he say? Even when it comes to factions, the NWO and the 4 Horsemen have been surpassed. I don't disagree. I've said that. I told you I thought that this fucking Shield was No, listen, he walks away from the thing. I'm not saying they're love more, okay? Because they're not. They're not. If there was no Horsemen, there would be none of these other factions that have existed and had the longevity these guys have had. And I'm still taking nothing from the Four Horsemen. They're
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man. NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Hello, everyone. It's King Von Jr., host of the Victorious Ones podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Mr. King Von Jr. and on Twitter at 301 King Von Jr. And of course, I'm going to give you This Week in Wrestling History. So, of course, this week in wrestling history, Tatsumi Fujinami at 17 made his wrestling debut in the Japan Wrestling Association in 1971. And then, of course, in 1975, Bruno Sammartino and Giant Baba had wrestled to a no contest and title unification match. Of course, and also Jerry the King Lawler defeated Kurt Hennig in a career versus title match to win the AWA World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, at least those are some of the main highlights. Of course, when it comes to This Week in Wrestling History, and also another one, Undertaker defeated Bam Bam Bigelow in Osaka, Japan, in a Royal Rumble match. And of course, when it comes to birthdays, this past weekend, I want to give happy belated birthday to the late great Owen Hart, who would have turned 57. Kevin Owens turned 38 on Saturday, and also NXT's Rising Star Lash legend just turned 25. So those are the birthdays and highlights in terms of This Week in Wrestling History. Mike, back to you.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man. NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
That's true. Anything can happen in world wrestling entertainment. What's the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, though?
Well, the next thing that happened was Tommaso Ciampa was backstage getting ready for his tag match against the Dirty Dogs, and who we get is the return of the one and only Prince Finn Balor. And when I saw that happen, because I heard tag team, I'm like, okay, who are they going to put Ciampa in a tag team with on Raw? And when I saw Ciampa, I won't lie, I did scream and jump for joy a little bit because I am a big Finn Balor fan.
I think he's definitely transitioned to Raw. There's not much more he can do in NXT, and I don't think he really fits now. So he needs to transition to Raw. This is a good way to do it with Finn Balor, with Dolph Ziggler, who seems to be the transition monkey for people who come from NXT. So I'm here for it. I still think that Tommaso Ciampa can't really do much on the main roster, but so far.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. That man was backstage smacking that chicken, yo. Whatever it is you eating, was that corner of the cob chicken, yo?
That was a mango.
It was a mango, boy. You was devouring that damn thing, boy. Out there chomping away. And people, don't you ever forget the one thing that matters most.
Oh, look at that robe. Look at that robe. Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
Just thought I'd let y'all know that. But listen, guys, 17 years ago, my favorite of all time is known for a super kick that happened on a Monday Night Raw. And you know how you wrestling fans are. You guys say, oh, it's the greatest super kick of all time.
Landing on his feet.
I mean, I'm not going to argue it.
That was sweet.
It's Shawn Michaels. What doesn't Shawn Michaels do well, right? And then you had Mr. CTE last week. Must have forgot what he did to him. And then had the nerve, the humiliated gall, the audacity to say that this man was better than that Y2J had surpassed him. Like he don't remember what my man did to Y2J.
Jericho got that steel chair. He got it all.
Pretty simple to me that I could just pick any super kick out of the world, right? So let's talk about some of the best sweet chin music of all time, because frankly, I will argue this to the day that I die. So I can only spell 3 and 4 and 5 letter words, but it's okay. I digress. So he's my favorite of all time. He's my 1 to Bret Hart's 0.2. People say, which most people always agree with this, who are in that realm of I am. He's 2 because I think he has a better charisma than Bret Hart. In the ring, I give it to Bret Hart, but it's professional wrestling. Got to have more than just square ring ability. So with that being said, damn, did somebody say Bret Hart?
Have the insights to do it.
Well, that's why he's number 1.
That is
Okay.
disgusting. As a Bret Hart mark, how dare you play that in front of me? And I sit here and watch that. Gross. This is terrible behavior. You bring this so I could just sit here and take this nonsense? Gross, Mike.
No, you're
That's
gonna
why
take
he
it.
ate roasted potatoes or whatever, tacos. That was rude. Yeah, now see them fighting words, right? How dare you do
Are
that?
you talking about my pot roast tacos with no
Yeah,
cheese that cost
absolutely.
$2.94 to put cheese on 3
I thought
tacos
it.
in Dallas, Texas?
I thought it was free.
It wasn't free. But
Should have been.
what
But
would
no,
you
John,
guys, what would you say is probably one of the greatest super kicks you've ever seen to deliver? But I mean, this guy is great in my opinion. You can't do no
when
wrong.
it comes to like super kicks, there's so many. Like when you display that very clip, and it's such an iconic clip because even outside wrestling, like that's literally a meme. Like there'll be
What
something-
is?
Have the insights to do it.
That's a meme?
Mike, I will fucking leave. I will get up and leave.
What are you
Play that
talking about?
one more time, Mike.
I'm sorry. I
Mike,
love Bret. You know I love Bret Hart. You know I do.
I've never seen you with a shirt. I didn't even see you with
I-
one of them
I have-
chalk line. Do you have one of them chalk line jackets? Huh? You have
No.
every other color.
I do have a Bret Hart chalk line
Ooh, can
jacket.
I have it?
I have Bret Hart t-shirts. I have Bret Hart shorts, and I have the best there was, the best there is, the best ever will be tattooed right there on my arm.
How come you didn't wear that for Mania? Wear that for the next
I wore the Bret Hart shirt underneath my Eagles jersey.
Oh my God, wasn't you hot? Wasn't you hot? Oh my God.
You saw me. Of course I was hot.
No, I just thought you just naturally sweat. I thought you was a sweater.
No. I am a sweater, right? And it looks like I was wearing one too, right? So, but go ahead.
Best super kick is so hard. Like I do want to make an honorable mention. It's so simple, but it's funny.
Mhm.
It's just funny to me. I have a weird sense of humor.
I
as
wonder
you
if
can
I
tell.
got it clipped.
And I doubt you do because it was a random episode Monday night, and this is just a funny clip for me. I mean a funny super kick. But Triple H was being managed by Ric Flair. They were trying to jump him, and this was like December of 2002.
Okay.
So they were like, "Oh, we need the old Shawn Michaels, blah blah blah, all this stuff." And Shawn Michaels beating the hell out of Triple H, and there's a spot where Ric Flair tries to interfere.
Yeah.
He tries to interfere, but Shawn is like, he's getting ready to kick him, but Ric Flair does like this. But as he still tried to sneak in, he hits him with a super kick, and Ric Flair falls like the old man that he is. Sold it, but he felt like the old man he is. But when it comes to best super kick, I think some of the best super kicks were the one out of nowhere. That one you showed with Kurt Angle, I really like that one so much because it was like Kurt Angle talking trash, and he was able to get enough distance just to lift his foot up and hit him.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the ones that's just in the air. There was one with similar to what Shelton Benjamin went through.
Digging deep in the guts.
Oh yeah.
That was good. Those are my favorites, and that's why we get those now in them 2K games. Them was it like when you're in the air and if you time it just right, it's just so sweet.
Why do you think they always say Sheldon when that one versus Ray and that one versus Sheldon were, I would say, identical?
Yeah, I think what I think because Shelton, I can't think of anything before that. So please in the chat.
No, you're fine.
But I am pretty fine. Thank you. But
You're the ass.
Yeah. But Shelton's was first, so everyone's gonna always go by the first. I think that's why everyone always go. That's what I said. That was the one that was a meme. Like when I can close my eyes and when you hear and it's the King, he goes, oh my God! I hear that clip so much. That's why I said that's like iconic. It was the very first one, and anything else after is like, oh, that was cool, but none ever beats the first.
I would be the first one to say here, George, I'm not in a hurry to see Big E back.
No.
There's no rush to get Big E back. I don't want Big E back till Big E's 100% healthy. So if he's delayed or he's not on pace, he has a broken freaking neck. I shouldn't see him even at next year's WrestleMania, if you ask me. But if he shows up at next year's WrestleMania, I'll be okay with that, as long as he's okay with himself being fine.
As long as he's healthy. That's
Shawn Michaels is the Michael Jackson to Bret Hart Prince.
Wow.
as a Michael Jackson guy, I would have to agree. And I love me some Prince. I really can't see nothing wrong with that. I don't. I know you're a Bret Hart guy as well, Vaughn. So I know that one came from a deep place, one
Vaughn
within
is
you.
great.
Before I go to you, Chris, executive consultant, that is, one of my favorites of all time, right? I know you know it. It's the very first match.
Even today, here comes. It's over. Oh, what the hell?
That is probably my all-time favorite super kick of all time. I swear it is. I love that one so much. And then how could any of us forget the one that actually, it didn't get them started, but it's probably the most iconic of all this. And this is what to me.
One without the other isn't any good. Oh, I knew he was going to do that.
Oh, I knew he was going to do that. I love that.
Bobby Jannetty was running from him too. Remember, he was trying to escape from him. He jumped out the window.
Yeah. No, you jumped out the window. You stupid. And then my other one, I thought you were going to say this one earlier when you said Triple H. Him, Triple H, and Cena.
Richard, the game, Triple H. Oh, sweet music.
I just love that moment.
There's an actual
so
meme.
much.
There's an actual meme. It's hilarious. There was this had to been 2013, and that was that Hell in a Cell between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
But it said anytime you see Shawn Michaels stand like this, you know you're screwed. Like it's a certain stance he does, you already know you're screwed. So I thought that was
it's like the Dak Prescott. I guess he's on his hip. If he moves that hip,
yeah, if he does like that,
yeah, it's on. Chris, your take. Tell me your favorite Sweet Chin music. I'm just gonna say
we're
that.
talking about a career that's was as long as Shawn Michaels. It's hard to pick just one. It's hard to pick a favorite.
Can't pick one.
Shout out to you for picking the one just that you just played the Hell in a Cell, because I completely forgot about that one when I found pictures, because I didn't know about this beforehand, folks, so I didn't have time to get clips like this man here. He took advantage, but that's fine. Oh my God, somebody better clean up this room. All right, so I brought pictures though. So one I was going to mention, but he actually played it, and that is you got a lot of foul. Yeah. Each brand is limited to 100 images, videos. Please delete some. I never knew that was there.
Yeah, I told that last week, and I found it out when me and Shay did One Tree Hill. I told she wants for each episode she has at least maybe 8 or 9 pictures, and I was like, all right, we're on episode 22. I think we passed our 100 here.
I had no idea.
I learned that. So, but
something new every day. Okay, so Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Triple H Survivor Series 2009. I was there for that. It was in Washington, D.C. It was a very good moment. Everybody was surprised when he super kicked.
Which one was that?
Survivor Series 2009.
The one I just showed, right?
Right.
Okay.
It was a really big surprise. That place went nuts because it was stunning everybody there. And of course, Shawn Michaels, very good storyteller, just stood there and just looked around like, yeah, we're serious. But the whole time I knew John Cena was going to win. But it was still a very good moment. And I did like that. Another one I want to add, and since I can't add it, I'll just say it. I really like this one. Also was in DC. I was there for it. Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton was going for a punch. Shawn Michaels gets up and sweet chin music. Randy Orton. And what was good about it was the way Randy Orton sold the sweet chin music. Yeah. He literally he ran to a brick wall. He got stopped in his traps and crumbled. Yeah. It just collapsed. It was very, very well done. And I'm not ranking him, but I'm just, I
think it's 2007, right? That's when he came back.
In 2007, it was in DC. Also,
so I don't think you can rank them. That's just me. That takes.
It's hard to rank. I can tell you what I think my favorite is going to be, but once again, I say this every week when we do this. You ask me next week, it will change.
Be different.
That was good. I like the one with Kurt Angle better, but that one was also very, very good. The Kurt Angle one was good because of he's like tap out tap.
Out of nowhere.
Shawn Michaels did a sweet chin music on WrestleMania 22 to one Mr. McMahon. And the reason I come out like this particular one at the end is because the storytelling of this match, very underrated match in my opinion. It was one of my favorite matches. I still could, if I'm bored, I'll do a mic thing. If I'm bored one day, I can turn that on and watch it any time of the week. That was a great match of somebody who's got their ass whipped. Because I always reference, I'm going off track, but I always reference, if you look at the video package, which WWE does so well, if you look at the video package of that match, you just see for months Shawn Michaels just getting his ass whooped by anybody Mr. McMahon sent after him, whether it be the Suicide Squad, whether it be Triple H at the time, whether it be Shane McMahon. Every single thing you saw was him getting beat up, thrown with a chair, bleeding and everything. So for him to come out there and just whoop Mr. McMahon's ass for 20 minutes, more or less.
No,
I thought was phenomenal. And then finally, the image after he got off the top from hitting that elbow and just hit him with sweet chin music, I thought was very, very good. But my absolute favorite right now, would have to be shout out to Ty Dillinger too. That's an honorable mention if I were to do one in the back. But right now would be the one he did on Booker T on a Raw in 2002 in the summer when he kicked him out of the NWO. I always like that one because that one shocked the hell out of me.
That almost made the cut. And like you said, it's a bunch of them. It was hard to pick. And thank you guys for being a part of Perfect Plex Talk Radio. She wasn't aware, you know what I mean, to even get a chance to get in there between you. So I kind of hoped I grabbed enough that wasn't just my favorites, that were just overall ones. Todd, I'm gonna say go back and watch the pay-per-view and finish it. I want to re-highlight your comment for that. I think don't let the people stop you from enjoying a good night. The problem is that you already heard the answers to it, so it may not be as good. I don't think I can't watch a sporting event once I know who won the match. I can't always kind of go back and watch a wrestling event if someone gives it away to me already, and we kind of did that today right here. With that being said, I'll never forget. I got a few more, and then we'll move on. Love that one as well. And Chris had a chance to be in at ones I wasn't even had a chance to be at. So I'm kind of jealous of that. Like, man.
You know, the funny thing is, I always say certain moves in wrestling are iconic to the point where they're more over than anything.
Yeah.
You know, they're the most popular, more popular than most of the wrestlers. And, you know, I'm not saying the Sweet Chin music is more popular than Shawn Michaels, but everybody knows Sweet Chin music. If you had a problem with the boss at one point in time, you thought about Sweet Chin music in the person. The other thing is the stunner. And the other thing clearly right now is an RKO, right? Those are the three.
I would definitely Sweet Chin somebody before I give him a stunner. That's just me.
Okay, I'm just saying there's
cooler looking.
You know,
it's cooler than a stunner.
For me, it's a Sweet Chin music because it's the easier. After that,
easy,
me,
right?
Right. Easier. You know, and people still do it, even they don't watch wrestling. When they're fake wrestling, everybody always try to hit that Sweet Chin music.
Funny, and listen, if y'all go back to the wrestling match when you were beating the living dog shit out of Jack and Patrick in the hotel, and I intervened, what did I do? I gave him Sweet Chin music to Jack.
Sweet Chin music.
That's all I can give you.
It's easy.
Whoa,
if you're athletic enough, though, or you
not
really
a money
want to,
shot, Jack.
you like hitting the RKO.
I hit you with one too. Fuck
yeah,
you.
but mine was. But I did the whole full extension, and my fat ass got down. It was cool.
Okay, yeah.
I had the extension.
What I did, I just barely lifted my leg up.
Like,
Very
listen,
cute,
first
Mike.
of all,
Very
you
cute.
can
Trying to make
fit
me look bad
inside
on
the
this
picture
show.
window.
Michael, how dare you? What was that? Was you drawing something?
No, that was the picture window. You stood inside like Spider-Man.
I want to shout out to RKO because the RKO is also really, really.
I'm gonna say this much about the RKO, and you can tweet this all you want to. This isn't my words. This is Nietzsche's. The RKO ain't shit because I think the Diamond Cutter any day. If you look at the Diamond Cutter, I think it hits harder than the RKO does. The Diamond Cutter kind of hits like a stunner, more or less, than the RKO. RKO is nothing but 3D.
We will agree to disagree. I disagree with that. I think the Diamond Cutter, which was also very popular back in the day. People probably don't remember that now, but you grew up
because the RKO, he jumps up and catches them. With the Diamond Cutter,
he jumps up. Now, Diamond Dallas Page used to hit that Diamond Cutter out of nowhere all the time too.
Yeah,
he really did. But Randy Orton,
I have an actual fit.
The actual jumping up and hitting him, it makes it a little bit more special. But shout out to the Diamond Cutter, that was really good. But when I look back at some of those Diamond Cutters, especially after watching the RKO, if you look at some of those Diamond Cutters now, some of the times he hit it, it didn't look that. It just looked like he just threw his little left leg up and said, "Okay, we're
no." Randy's definitely Randy because Randy's the more athletic. And Jack, I get you said you got a favorite.
I think these two also are the most used moves.
We're talking about the Diamond Cutter. We were talking about how it come out of nowhere. One of my personal favorites. It was Starrcade '98. Big Show. It was Big Show Giant. He was going for a
Starrcade reference.
Yeah, no, I know.
Can I shout out the fact that was also in DC and I was there for that?
Yeah, you can.
And '98,
it was '98 Starrcade '98.
'98, I was hustling.
He went to the top rope. He went to the top rope. He was about to do a choke slam, and But the thing is, I remember my friend was next to me. He was more of a WCW guy. He was a Caden back in the time.
WCW guy.
He was more of a WCW guy. He was like, "Oh, he's about to hit the Diamond Cutter." You sure? He's like, "Yeah, he's about to." Boom! He hit it. So I'll shout out. He was right. I didn't know. All right, so
shout out to my man who says wrestling moves make the wrestler. You know, you have that friend that just watches wrestling. To him, the Cutter's the greatest move in wrestling history. So that would make
I think it's overused. This era, I think it's overused.
That
and the super kick are over.
Dives now too. And the flipping power driver.
The Canadian Destroyer.
I still don't see that much. I still don't see it that much.
You know what? I think it's died down a little bit this year, but there was like a year or two ago where I swear everybody was doing it. Goldust was doing it. Ricky Morton was doing it. I was like, everybody was doing it. Damn,
he's not lying. That one dude from the Midnight Express was did it, and I said, like I got tired of it.
Midnight Express.
It was the Rock and Roll Express.
It was Wonder Express. I don't know. I'm sorry.
The Rock and Roll Express.
Mm-hmm.
Like Morton and
Ricky Morton. Yeah. They appeared at AEW a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking somewhere back in the day they did this. That's what my mom was like.
No,
like damn.
But you're right. I don't see it as much now. Like the suicide dives for a while, I thought I was seeing way too much. Like every match had a suicide freaking dive, right? But I think it slowed down a little bit.
DDT,
but the Sweet Chin Music, DDT.
It's
Jake
not
Roberts,
even, you can't
Jake
use
Roberts,
it no
every
more.
podcast, Jake Roberts still complains about that.
Because you can't use it no more. Like everybody, these 4 moves, including the stunner. I love Kevin Owens.
Right.
Gotta say it. I'm a Kevin Owens guy. I hate that he uses the stunner. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "This is corny. Give me my pump up power bomb."
But I would prefer him to go back to the pop up power bomb. You said pump up. I still gonna go back to the pop up power bomb. But he's a big fan of Stone Cold. At least he called and asked permission.
I get out.
Stone Cold, because Stone Cold said, "God damn, son, course you use it. I think it's been too long since somebody used it."
They didn't ask they didn't actually do the 1D.
He sucked.
They didn't actually do the 1D. Them melon farmers just took it. They just took 3D. They didn't actually do 3D. They just took it. Because as far as Vince is concerned, he owns that name too.
Well, also, who said they didn't ask? It was a Bubba?
Bubba on Buzz Liberty Radio said he just looked in.
But where does Devon work?
Good point. They might have asked They might have asked Brother Devon. Well, Deacon Devon said it was okay. So therefore, you know what they did last night? They don't do no more. Woo!
Oh yeah.
I was marking out for last night.
They did do that.
They don't do it. They don't do it nowhere near as much as they used to do it. They used to do it every match.
I think I thought yesterday was the first time they did it in a long
That's
time.
First time I thought it.
Every time I see
them,
I think pay attention. I think every time I see them, they still do it.
No, they don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that no more.
If you pay attention to Usos, even though they're heels and they're clearly heels, they interact with them.
Okay. And I'm gonna say that too last. I'm glad you brought that back up before we got out of here. I thought last night, it was one point in the match. My wife was sitting here. She had just woke up. It was Mother's Day, so she got tipsy a little early and woke up. And she was like, "What are you laughing so hard for?" I said, "Babe, these dudes are idiots. They literally stopped in the middle of the match of whooping their ass to throw the ones up."
He said, I got you, Oos.
Yeah. It turned to the crowd and did it. They all went to the separate crowd. He was on this side. Ron was on this side. He was this side. Then they looked at each other again and did it again. I'm like, yo, these dudes is really clown. Like, that's the fun of wrestling to me.
But they get such a reaction, and the fact that they can do it, and it's amazing to me. Because I see it a lot of times when like Corbin, Edge used to do it a lot too, when they'll tease the fans and go like this. Edge loves teasing the fans. You can tell from his promo last week on Raw. But he was like, like this. But the fact that all they have to do literally is go like this.
Yeah.
And they will get a bigger reaction than most of the moves that happened in that match is unbelievable. You don't have to kill yourself, Sammy Guevara, to make something work, is what I'm trying to say. You don't. Because that's literally all they do. And Usos, who in my opinion are one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
I agree.
Right? And they've been great for years because they first won their first tag team titles almost 10 years ago now.
10 years ago.
And they have elevated each and every single year when I thought they reached their peak. And then they say, "You thought so? Watch this." It's amazing to me. I love the Usos.
So I just got word, and I'm going to wait to do the draft next week when Dice gets back here. Okay. I'm not going to draft the top women because I personally think Vaughn, he knew I was going to whoop that ass again. If you look at last week's list, I totally dominated that. And can you recap it, Vaughn? Is it retweetable? I mean, we tweet so much.
I was looking forward to this, but I was going to throw a disclaimer out there that the top 10 women don't think I'm a young buck just simply because of the fact that unfortunately half my women are going to be recent.
Listen,
be current.
You know what I would say? If you look at it was the opposite of last week, and I think Dice said that to me off air. He said, "You drafted because you've been here longer." Right? Like I drafted like Macho and Dusty, and you know what I'm saying? He was drafting everybody currently. You know what I'm saying? So we both openly forgot that number one should have been a number 1, number 2, number 3 draft pick, no further than 4, and Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was I was on, right?
Yeah. So like when you come and you go, damn, how we don't put Brock Lesnar on this? No, it wasn't that. Yeah, it was. You were here last week?
I wasn't here last week, but I do remember y'all did some kind of top something, And nobody, it was like the modern era.
It was modern eras. Yeah, there it is. Thank you for retweeting that.
And nobody picked Brock Lesnar. I was like,
I picked The Rock.
9-time world champion.
I picked The Rock first, followed by Stone Cold, Dusty Rhodes, Macho Man Randy Savage, Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect, Roman Reigns, Undertaker, Daniel Bryan, and Razor Ramon versus Cena, Triple H, Orton, Brett, Sting, Nash, Orton, The Races, Brock Lesnar, and Edge. And he only got Brock Lesnar because somebody put in the chat Brock Lesnar wasn't picked, which I hated because he would have never picked him. Okay. So, and I was looking for this, so I don't think we have enough time to get it out. You know what I mean? So for the benefit of time we have left here, because I actually told Jack I wouldn't keep him the whole time, and I thank him for coming on and filling in. I thank you also for coming on and filling in as well. So before we got to here, I will want to end it with this and our opinions. I know tonight, are you on the consultant for the post Raw show?
It'll be me as well as Big Daddy Cool immediately after Monday Night Raw. Join us at 11:05, 11:10, one of those times. As we discuss everything going on with Monday Night Raw. Big United States title match coming along tonight. Cody Rhodes versus Austin. I'm sorry. Cody Rhodes versus Don't Call Me Austin Theory. Looking forward to that.
I will never say A-Town down from him. He can never say that. No white man should ever be able to say A-Town down. It's just can't no white man say it. That's all I'm saying. You can't say that word. You can't say A-Town down. Because you know damn well your ass ain't from Buckhead. Okay? And can you think he can do the ATL stomp? I just told
I'm going to this weekend. I'll be in Atlanta. I'm going to do the A-Town stomp.
Do it. Listen, true story, and we're gonna get out of here. You ever watch Head of State?
Oh yeah, with Chris Rock.
So my wife and I first cruised. So I happened to be off work, and my wife went on a cruise. She could either took the money or take the cruise. I said, "Girl, let's get out of here. We've never been on a cruise before." So you know, if you've been on a cruise before, they sit you at tables with people if you can't fill the whole table. So we all got along. We go to the club this night and take them on a Carnival cruise. We literally turned the entire cruise out during the A-Town stomp. Literally had the entire club dun 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 dun. To the next morning, we're walking, getting breakfast. You hear everybody talking, y'all hear about that club last night? You hear about that club? And then my wife and then the couple we were with was just like, we tore that place down. It was like straight out of Head of State. Like watching old white people with low-hanging fruits trying to sit there through the ATL stump. It was absolutely amazing.
Well, you know what? We do that anywhere we go. I am so glad that you are showing that you bring the energy, and that's what you do. Proud to hear it. Speaking of which, that reminds me I have to answer this question that I don't see.
I got what energy? I always bring energy. I can't live without energy. Listen, that jumping power driver usually get your ass in trouble. If you fucked up, and you can really hurt somebody. And remember, the secret of a DDT though, if you don't do the smack on the back, it don't count. If you just DDT, you gotta smack Jake the Snake. Grab them. Go back and check out in my archives, guys. Go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mike Knoxxx 3 X's. My interview with Jake the Snake Roberts. Okay, I actually got a lot of good interviews on there. Shad Gaspar, may he rest in peace. The Four Horsemen, you name it. I've done a lot of interviews. Ahmed Johnson's controversial comments about gays in wrestling that broke before its time as well. But Executive Clothing got this comment up from one of our Patreon members. Make sure you follow us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/unpopular reviews. We got some exclusives coming to y'all just for that. I am in the process. I've spoken a little bit, so I think I had a mention to say that. I'm going to put together, and I like your input on this one, Ron. And I didn't talk to you about this off air, but I'm talking on air. I want to put together an order of the top 33 Marvel movies.
That was your idea.
It was my idea, but you are a Marvel guy. You're a comic book guy like me. We're a movie guy like me. I like to have some input from you there, but it's going to be, you know what I mean? So that's going to look for that. Hopefully put that probably on the Patreon page with a couple of other private things we got coming on, guys. We are doing big things here on Unpopular Review, whether it's wrestling, whether it's entertainment, whether it's sports. We got things coming for y'all soon. This Thursday, come back to make fun of me and my family as we go against Jack and his family and Family Feud, okay? Just remember, Jack, I got kids, so it should not be a murder scene. All right, remember.
I'm out to win, so I want you kids to let them know that there's something called there's no such thing as rainbows all the time. I'm gonna bring the heat, my team, the League of Winners, aka Top Shelf Baddies with a cup of Joe. We're there to kick some ass.
Well, that's a shame that we're gonna have to have y'all go to the bathroom.
I am not done here.
Well, coffee's a laxative.
Huh?
Coffee's a laxative. So you don't want to say Joe. That's like coffee. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be making y'all shit yourself with my kids and I beat shit.
No, there's no
All right.
shitting on
This I command, like Serpentor. What was Charmaine's comment you put on the screen here?
She was asking me and the executive, are we doing karaoke this time around? You come up.
Are we doing karaoke as a consultant? Because I didn't get invited because he says, and I quote, I've actually come somewhere with me twice. You turned me down twice. I'm never asking again. I said, damn. Jeez. You know, my bad.
He actually did say that.
I mean, jeez.
He actually did say, damn. Like, my bad. I like wasting my time. But yes, we are going to do karaoke in a couple minutes. I'm actually going to create the event room. And I'm going to make sure I put the hashtag day before Chris will not get drunk and crash his car. So I will definitely be there, and we will be going to we will be having karaoke. So
Derek, if you go back about a month, Dice and I talked about this. I know Vaughn and I talk about this all the time. We had the factions list, right? I put the Bloodline. They're on the precipice of breaking the top 5. Right now, I don't think they're there. But also, somebody said something to me before, and here's why I don't put them there yet, because the Usos, and I get it. They're a tag team. Is the tag team supposed to be a tag team? They have no individual achievements. And so when I look at like the Shield, who all were world champions, when I look at Evolution, when I look at DX and NWO and things like that, and the New Day, I just feel that they will fall short because they're really got a lot of their success off of the tribal chief, taking nothing from the Usos, who I think is one of the greatest. I would say WWE top 3 tag team of all time. All right. And that's not me being my favorite, because my favorite tag team of all time is the British Bulldogs and the Steiner brothers. Those are my favorite 2 tag teams of all time. The British Bulldogs get no respect. Davey and Dynamite Kid. But tonight, Raw is going down.
I disagree.
What?
With
Raw's not going down?
No, with that statement about the Bloodline being in the top 5 or top 10. They're not my top 10 factions. Now they're entertaining.
No, I said they can crack the top.
No, 10. I'm saying he's asked that question. So
okay,
okay.
I thought you were retorting me. I'm sorry.
No, I apologize. I should have made myself more clear. But there it is. Yeah, they're not the most dominant faction ever, and they're not. They're entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Entertaining as hell. Love their run. We'll hate to see it stop, but no. And
we were supposed to do 2 words of suck it today, and we will not do that because, again, Dice is not here. But one of the ones I do want to put out there before we go, and we're in with this one, and it's the controversial comments of one that has been going around of Roman Reigns at house shows, apparently out once the show's end, turning, kayfabe and taking the microphone and turning face by giving his, thank yous and goodbyes to wrestling fans. So we always pose the question from the dirt sheets who like to run with things, too sweet means you believe it. I got 2 words for you. Suck it. I think it's a lie. Where do you lie on this one, Jack? Do you think Roman is actually about to hang up the boots?
Not anytime soon. No. I think so. I don't know for sure because I don't know the man, obviously.
His contract runs out April of next year.
April. I thought I saw something.
April 2023 is what I read.
Oh, okay.
Again, I don't know. That's what the dirt sheet said. So let's, they're normally right about contracts. Right. That's the one thing dirt sheets are right about.
And
false.
I was going to say.
You say false?
Yeah, I've called them on a few lies.
I'm talking about as far as their contracts expiring, not maybe they're signing.
I've called them expiring.
Okay.
So you're right. You're right.
Okay, signings, their signings. I call BS, but their expirings, they be on that stuff. Go ahead, Jack.
George just actually said it because I saw some online too where it said Roman just signed some. I don't know how long and stuff. But my point is, even if he does sign something, he's definitely going to continue to go have a how do I say, like the less and less appearances. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's still part of obviously still part of the brand and everything. But and I think that's what makes his run so good. Really,
how many more less appearances can he have?
I don't know.
Up until recently, right? He wasn't even doing house shows.
He's been doing house shows.
He's been doing house shows. So and George, I think if I'm not correct, this is not my line of expertise. Chris will know the answer to this, and King Von Jr. also know the answer to this as well. I think that contract he signed like 2 years ago.
Oh.
When like the pandemic just ended, like right before the WrestleMania was in Tampa, he re-signed. And I think it was only like a 3-year deal. That's what I remember the wording being. And that would give us a 2023.
There is a rumor that he just signed some kind of contract or whatever.
Okay.
That he signed one where he's going to do less dates. Now, I will say that I believe that could possibly be true. I remember when he
how
came out.
How did he knowing that shit though? I don't mean to interrupt you. Like because people, I get signed it, but how the fuck you know the verbiage of the contract? Like,
I think what happens. I think what most dirt sheets is they hear something and then they come up with their own conclusions and make it a fact. I think that's really what it is. It's the same bullshit I do, unless I hear information from my friends.
Oh, they're getting your Caden on.
Exactly. And I'm not, no, Caden, some people love you. But no, seriously, Roman's, I've said on this show many times, Roman does not like to travel, right?
Right.
And it's funny because when this came out about him saying this shit at the house show, our very own Big Daddy Cool came in the chat, left a voice note, his one appearance every 3-day chat thing, and said, he didn't want to go to some small ass town that was Trenton, New Jersey. People from
that's what Steve said, because he was saying goodbye to Jersey. Right. But I thought, let me real fast. I thought I agree with that, because I agree with the fact that you've always pointed out they're getting rid of small stadiums.
Correct.
So maybe he was saying goodbye to that small ass stadium.
That's what he was doing, because he's not going to be trapped. If he's only doing TV, right, which I think that's pretty much is going to be it. If he's only doing TV and Tia as a SmackDown PLEs, not even every Raw, because he's been on 4 Raws since the pandemic ended. Not ended, but since he came down, the pandemic
slow down.
I know what you're talking about.
When they went back to live crowds, right? He's been on 4 Raw appearances, and I said the reason I thought Brock Lesnar was going to win the championship because Roman does not like doing traveling. What happened? He won, but he's not on Raw that much at all. He openly said SmackDown's my show.
He looks good with that. He looks good with those belts around him while he's got the one around the waist while he's staring at the other one before he goes in the ring. I know you. Yeah,
that's my baby.
This is on my waist, but that's the
favorite.
Universal. That's the favorite. Universal. That's look at that baby. Look at that, my precious.
So the fact that he's doing that kind of tells you that they might not keep it as 2 titles on him, because
but Drew's on SmackDown though, right? So if that Raw title went back to Raw, see, that's what I never got. I never got. Raw just said they don't have a title. Just
No, their top champion right now is Austin Theory.
It's Austin.
Don't call me Austin Theory.
Right. But listen, did you see that Randy Orton? They're opening. Randy be getting high with Riddle, by the way. To be out there. Any final thoughts, Jack? I know tomorrow.
Randy's always been an advocate of.
He has always been it. Yeah. I still won't get over Randy saying the N-word in the video game, and I know fans. I'm from a different ilk. The way he said it, there's no funny way of saying it. It's like when that joke comes up with the Booker T, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. No, when you post it, you're a white guy and he's saying that, you're still saying the N-word to me. Don't just, if you post it, if you share it, if you comment on it, you're saying the word to me. Right? So Orton, I can't get over that part. I like Orton playing the game or not. He openly said that to a kid on the game. When he killed him, no, that wasn't funny to me, Orton. And I think Orton should apologize for it. Until he does, I've been lukewarm on him as well. If I can't say the F word, or I can't say a B to a woman, if those are taboo.
You also can't say sweetheart.
Yeah, sweetheart, princess, baby doll. I don't want to offend you, so I'm not going to offend you.
That's an inside joke. Luckily, she won't see this, so I can't say it. Otherwise, that would be in trouble.
You posted it in the group. You might be watching right now.
I'm in big trouble.
You're always in trouble.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and take us home.
Oh, I just clicked on it. Who just switched it?
That was an accident.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't think he's losing Universal, but Jack, who does the NXT review, that's coming up tomorrow after NXT with him and Captain Shakespeare, my second favorite couple on UPR, because I believe that, I and Jack are better than you. Listen, I love everybody here on UPRE. I absolutely do. Make sure you check out all the shows. We are flooding you with content after content after content. No need to go to another site for your wrestling entertainment, for your sports needs. We're your one-stop package for everything. Like Lex Luger and like Charlotte Flair, we are the total package here on this network. We got big things at Guan. Things are changing around here. Better microphones. Oh, I'm rubbing one out all day to how good this thing sounds. Listen, we're going to get out of here. So do me a favor. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me and don't love God. And I ain't said last week, and Dice got mad at me for it. I forgot about it. We out of here, y'all. Fingers.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on them. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's cause he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're all what you getting in. Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You could call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping.